Hi everyone, my name is Faye Kilgour and I'm otherwise known as the What If Coach. My mission is to support people reduce the overwhelm, indulge in the what if, and really map out their next right steps. I am both a life coach and also a psychology student, and I use both of these areas and integrate them to really support people with their mindset, to help them move forwards and to really take care of themselves. I think now more than ever, our physical and our mental well-being are crucial, particularly if we're now stuck inside. We really need to start to think about how we're caring for ourselves. So today I want to give you 3 tips in relation to your physical health and 3 tips in relation to your mental well-being as well. Hopefully you will recognize some of these, and I really want to emphasize that this is going to be extremely simple. However, it's implementing it that matters. Knowing information doesn't change how we think or feel. It's actually when we take action on those things that it's most important. So in terms of your physical health, I want you to stay hydrated. It's super simple and you may have been doing this, which is excellent. However, if you haven't, it is so important to hydrate your body, not only for your physical health, but we know it actually supports our brain function and affects our emotion. So one of the simplest things you can do for yourself today is drink 2 litres of water is about the recommended amount. If that's too much, start with as many glasses as you can. So really stay hydrated. It's one of the key things you can do and easiest things you can do for yourself right now. The second is as much fresh fruit and vegetables as you can. I know that can be difficult right now, but whatever you can get fresh, whatever you can get frozen is going to be really important. Again, your system, your digestive function, all of those things are supported by natural foods. So whatever you can get in that capacity, I highly recommend you can get in what you can. And also to move your body. You may have been very active before this kind of been taken to stay in our homes, or you may not have been at all. Wherever you're starting from, there is so much guidance out there and support about ways that you can move your body. This could be as simple as going for a walk. This could be going onto Instagram and watching a ton of the available videos right now. Everyone seems to be doing lives. Or you can go onto YouTube, look up yoga, look up HIIT exercises. There is so much. And I say move your body, it sounds simple, and it is simple, but it is so related, both to our physical health. So obviously, we get the blood flowing, we keep moving, but also it is crucial for our mental health. When you move your body, the really good hormones are released and actually lift our mood. So often, even if you don't feel like it, forcing yourself out into the fresh air or forcing yourself onto the yoga mat can really support you to feel better. So actually in those moments where you're not feeling so great, that's the moment to do it. I really encourage you not to talk yourself out of it. So hydrate, eat as much fresh food as you can, and move your body in whatever way feels good for you. So then next we turn our attention to your mental well-being, which I keep saying this, but now more than ever, this is really important. We have been asked to pause. We've been asked a lot of us to stay in our houses. So we are really being confronted with our emotions, how we're feeling, where we are in life. And I really want to talk to you again about 3 tips. And the first is your perspective. I appreciate 100% things are challenging right now. And I don't discredit or diminish the external circumstances that we are being exposed to. However, a big part of our experience of all of this is going to be down to our perspective. So imagine that in the morning when you open your eyes, you put on a pair of glasses, if you will, that is your perspective. Whether that is opportunity, dread, anxiety, nervousness, lack, limits, whatever it is, you're going to see and experience your entire day, your communications, your relationships through that perspective. And I know sometimes we can get really stuck in a perspective and it's difficult to change. However, you can change your perspective in an instant. It really is that quick. So I want you to think about, if you are stuck or you're feeling particularly overwhelmed or maybe lethargic, having been kind of in for so long, ask yourself, how else can I see this situation? What is another perspective that I can look through? It could be joy. What's the joy that I can find in today? Or what's the opportunity that's being presented to me now I find myself in this situation? It may be less than ideal depending on your circumstances. However, there is always something, particularly if you have Wi-Fi now, that you'll be able to find something and some use from this rather unusual situation. Something to bear in mind: we are almost constantly exposed to our cognitive bias. And by that I mean, when we feel a certain way, or we think a certain thing, our brain will very quickly make assumptions and look for evidence to match that thinking. So let's say, and I dramatize here intentionally, that the world's going to end, this is the most awful thing that could ever happen. Once you've made that assumption, your brain is going to be attracted to the things that confirm that. So when you hear certain news, when you read certain things, you're only going to be collecting evidence for the way that you see things and the way that you feel. Again, I don't mean to diminish anything that's happening. However, knowing that about the way our brains work, and that it likes to make really quick decisions and judgments and shortcuts, feed it some good stuff. There's some amazing things online right now called one of them is the Good News Movement. There's all sorts of other things. Feed your mind positive, affirming and empowering things, because then your brain, your mind, your perspective is going to go out searching for more of the same. Right now we need to know how to lift ourselves up, and this is a very, very simple way, is to ask yourself, what is my current perspective? How could I see this differently? And then as a result of that, what am I going to do differently? It may be, if you're feeling better, that you then do go out and move your body, or you do decide not to eat the whole packet of hobnobs, but actually make yourself a nutritious meal. All these simple things can make such a difference to how we experience life and the choices that we make. So I cannot emphasize how important your perspective is. Second on the list, I want to talk to you about breathing and being still. There's lots now around meditation and mindfulness and breath work out there. And there's a reason why it's become so popular. Being still and technology free, I think that should be added on, is so important for our minds and for our nervous systems. If we are go, 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 go all the time, or even still but in a very lethargic way, for example, laying on the sofa indulging in Netflix, which by the way there is nothing wrong with. However, we need a moment where we're not overstimulated by the external, whether it's TV, whether it's phone, whether it's social media, and actually being still. And one of the best ways to calm yourself down, and there's lots of techniques taught this in relation to anxiety and depression, is literally to breathe deeply. And breathe deeply in so that it expands your diaphragm. It sounds simple, but I promise, even if for 60 seconds a day, you can commit to this. Everyone's got 60 seconds right now. To breathe in through your nose. And as you're doing so, let it fill your stomach. And then release really slowly. When we're nervous, we breathe from our chests. It can be the kind of breathing where our shoulders go up. However, if you relax your body, breathe in through your nose. Even holding your breath for a few seconds could be even more supportive. And then out. It calms your system. It can really calm the racing thoughts if you've got yourself into a particularly anxious state of mind. And generally oxygen is great for the body and also great for focus. So if you're trying to work from home right now, or you're trying to write something if you're studying, actually breathing deeply, even if you just take 5, is going to flood your brain with oxygen and it's going to help you focus. There is literally no bad element or downside to taking deep breaths. This obviously can go one step further to meditation. However, I'm conscious of using the word because I know for a lot of people, even thinking that something is meditation can put them off. So all I'm asking is that you sit still, you breathe deeply, and you do so technology free. The third and final thing is gratitude. Finding something to be grateful for, being appreciative of the small things is so powerful. And it's not just a nice to have. The science and the research are now telling us being grateful and expressing gratitude increases our fulfillment, it strengthens our immune system, and it also trains our brain to look for the good stuff. So for example, today thinking, you know what, I'm really grateful for my coffee this morning, or the roof over my head, or the health, or my plants that I have in my house, whatever it may be. Expressing that, particularly out loud, if you have someone to tell, that's even better, you double its effects. It's releasing again those good hormones. It's increasing happiness and fulfillment and focusing your mind on something positive. And it really does, then you keep looking for other things to be grateful for. One of the great ways is in the evening to think of 5 things that you're grateful for. And what happens is, because you know you're going to do it that night, when during the day, you'll start to look for those things so that you kind of collect them as you go. It really is, again, a really free, easy thing to do. And if you feel called to, express your gratitude for someone else. You can be grateful for your coffee. You can be grateful for the roof over your head. You can also be grateful for the people in your life. Text them, call them, get on Zoom and express that gratitude to them. It's lovely to give and it's so lovely to receive. So that's the end of my tips for today. So a reminder, your physical health, stay hydrated, eat as much fresh food as you can, and move your body in whatever way you can, as often as you can. Get out for a walk every day if possible. Next is to really think about your perspective and know that sometimes you're biased. So really try and empower yourself in seeing the good in what's happening. Breathe and be still. This can also be meditation. Whatever you call it, take that moment for yourself, even if it's 60 seconds, and to be grateful. They are my really simple, hopefully really easy tips for you to feel physically well and mentally well. Do stay informed of whatever news you need to, but be mindful about how you engage in it. It has a big impact on how we feel. So stay informed, stay safe, and I encourage you to follow the good news as well. There's a ton going on online right now of resources, free workouts, good news movements, all sorts of things. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself and be patient. We found ourselves in a completely new situation where we are really finding our feet with how to cope with this. Know that there's support out there. Know that there's a ton online, actually. Anything you can Google, you will find now. So please take care of yourselves. Reach out if you need support, whether it's from a coach, a friend, a family member. It really is important to stay connected at this time. I wish you all the very best. Take care of yourself. Thank you.